afternoon, folks. Big Bo with RVs with Big Bo at Parkway RV Center. Got a really cool, nice, low mileage pre-owned Class C we're going to review today. This is a 2015 Thor 4 Winds 28F. This is actually a pretty cool floor plan, guys. It's got a full wall slide on the passenger side. And another cool feature about it, you hardly ever see in a Class C, it's actually got a king island bed in the back, not a queen. You know, you see very few Class C motorhomes with actual king island beds. So got a lot going for it. I like the size of it. It's kind of an upper medium size Class C. It's 29 feet 7 inches, so under 30 feet. Perfect for older parks, older campgrounds, state parks, places I like to personally camp at. And just a good looking rig. 18,400 some odd miles on it. Runs great. Dash air's ice cold, no check engine lights. Built on a Ford E450 chassis. Got the 6.8 Triton V10. 305 horsepower, 420 pound-feet of torque. Yes, we are planning on driving it later in the video. Got a 4 kW Awning generator, 150 hours on it, I believe. Running right now, powering everything inside. And it's not perfect, guys. I'll show you a few little cosmetic imperfections. It is a 8-year-old motorhome after all, but it's half price of what the equivalent of this in a 2022 4 Winds is. I used a 27R as a comparison because they don't make this floor plan anymore. But you've got a few cracks in the stripes right here in the cab. Again, guys, being an 8-year-old motorhome, it's not going to be perfect. But again, half price of a new one. Does have a power awning, which I've got deployed right now. That looks great. It's got a, even though it's very bright outside, you can't really see it. It does have an LED light strip that's on. Got a door awning. That's another thing you don't really see much on a Class C. Got the HD Max. Looks pretty good. Got just a little bit of fade on it. Nothing too bad. A good buffing and waxing would probably bring the majority of that back out. Do have a television right here. Little outside TV. I didn't think to turn it on, but got some outside speakers. Tires look great. We just drove it several hundred miles up here. Does have a trailer hitch on the back. Now, guys, according to factory brochure, it's rated for 8,000 pounds. Would I honestly, personally put 8,000 pounds behind an E450 motorhome? No. I would probably max it out about 55 to 6. Of course, lower the better. But, the specs say you can. If you buy it, it's your motorhome. You do what you want to, as long as you stay underneath that 8,000 pounds in case you get into an accident. But I mean, if you're just going to tow a Jeep or a Toad or something like that, or a boat, you should be fine for that. Corners look great. Big slide out on the passenger side, which is kind of cool. Gives you a little bit different setup on the inside. 4 kW Awning generator running great. Does 30 amp electrical service. Does have an auto changeover, so you don't have to worry about plugging your cord into the generator. No delamination. You can see, again, just like on the other side, maybe not as bad. You got a little bit of stripe right there, starting to crack. Water condensation is coming from the AC. I've got the rooftop AC on. A little warm out today. Ford, got that good looking Ford factory front end. A little warm out here. 98 degrees. Pretty nice, but let's look inside. 28F 56.9. And guys, before we get inside, let me show you something. Let me show you an ADA real quick with no added options, just adjusting for the miles. Hang on, be right back. Guys, you can see 71, almost 71.9 book. What is that? 15 grand under NADA retail, and I'm actually a couple of thousand under low retail. we don't play around at Parkway when it comes to price. You can't beat our prices, guys. We got the best prices in the country on the lowest mileage, nicest, cleanest used RVs in the country for sale. Well, they are used RVs, are not perfect. Then the furniture looks great, but you do have a couple of spots, I guess, where somebody's rubbed it with their feet on that vinyl there, and a couple of spots right there. But the cushions are great, the front seats are great. No signs of flaking furniture. I would say these have been recovered. That have to be. It's a 15 model. There's no way a 15 model, even with no use, would not have flaking furniture. That's physically impossible. They have been recovered. We didn't do it, but somebody before us did. Close this door and save this AC. And we'll look here at the front cab. Touchscreen radio. Does have, I guess it would crank if I cranked it up. 18,405 miles. No check engine lights. Let me give the dash air a minute to get cold. I'll show you what the temperature gets to. But you got touchscreen stereo, Bluetooth that works great. Dash looks great. Seats look great. I mean, 18,000 miles. They show hardly any wear. Like I said, they have been recovered because this is a Thor. It would have had the flaking furniture issue. So somebody has taken and spent the money to have all that taken care of for you. So you don't have to. And fortunately, we didn't either. Let's see here. Of course, like I said, it's give it a few more minutes, it'll get colder, but the dash area is ice cold. We'll try it here in a minute. Does have the optional Cabover entertainment center. You got a large television. I would say that's probably a 42 inch. And got a DVD player, Blu-ray maybe. Hey, they left a movie. What'd they leave us here? It. Stephen King's It. Well, hey, Halloween's not too far away. I'll leave that in there for you. There you go, guys. Free entertainment. I'll leave that in the DVD player for you. And this right here is just regular storage. There's your remote control. I've just got it running on the antenna, picking up local stations. Show you something cool about these too. Little hidden compartment. Pick this TV up. It's on hydraulic shocks. Look back here. There's your windshield cover the previous owners left for you. This is just great little hidden storage. You know, if you need to put your well, I'm not going to say the F word on YouTube. I'm not meaning the curse word. Of course, the YouTube, it's a curse word, but your, let's just say your boom boom stick protection can go right there. And good spot to hide it. And of course, you've got a table booth, and this does fold down, make a bed. Cushions look great. No carpet in here. I do like that. And your countertops look great. You've got a double basin sink. A good amount of storage. You know, this has got a lot of storage for this small of a motorhome. To me, this is an ideal size. Refrigerator and freezer, I haven't had on very long. I also want to point out one thing, guys. We did just put in a brand new converter in this thing, so you don't have to worry about that. The converter went bad when I was checking it out, so we put one in it. And then I also went ahead and put you two brand new, because it does have the optional second house battery. We put you two brand new Interstate deep cycle battery house batteries in it, so no worries there. And of course, the motor battery is great. Let's see here, 68 degrees. We'll let that run for a little bit, which we guarantee these to work. And you can see they're very clean. They look like an 18,000 mile motorhome refrigerator freezer should look like, and that is hardly any use. See here. Got good cold air coming out of that roof vent, considering how warm it is outside. It's almost 100 degrees. And it's even hotter than that on the roof. We're blowing upper 40s. Can't beat that. Little slide out pantry right here. You know, it's pretty impressive storage. Now this is more of an open floor plan because of that full wall slide, but you still have the ability to close off the bedroom if you want to. You know, in case you have somebody sleeping up here. You do have this ability right here to use this solid door for privacy, which is kind of nice. And this is, again, a king size 72-inch wide bed. So this is 12 inches wider than a queen bed. So big a bed as you're going to get in pretty much any motorhome is right here. Very nice, comfortable bed. You got your own Bluetooth stereo back here. You got some extra storage. Got your own television. And look at all this closet and drawer space, guys. Big ugly guy in the mirror, not included with the RV. Well, he might come with you, depends on where you're going, especially if you're going somewhere cooler. But I mean, a lot of storage space in here. You've got a nightstand, smaller nightstand on that side, LED lights, lots of airflow back here. Your bathroom is all enclosed on the side. Generator actually got less hours than I thought, 129.1 hours. By the time we get done with the video, probably 100, closer to 130, but still, guys, you know, that's a 3,000, 4,000 hour generator if you take care of it. You've got 130 hours on it, and that, you know, those V10 motors are normally well known to last for about 200,000 miles. You got 18,000 miles on it, so I don't really think you've got to worry about this RV being worn out anytime soon. You'll never wear this machine out. Bathrooms all self-enclosed, decent sized shower with a skylight. You can look around the skylight, guys. No signs of water intrusion, no smoke or pet odors in here. It does have a vent as well to vent the steam out when you're taking a shower. It does have a 6-gallon gas or electric water heater, so you can run it off propane or electric. And the trick to that is, guys, when you're you see, here's the thing, you've only got a 6-gallon water heater, so what you want to do is run it on electric between showers, so you've got hot water all the time. You know, when you're hooked up to generator or shore power, of course, obviously it's not going to work. If you're boondocking, then you run it on propane. But what I do, I run it on electric, so I've got hot water for dishes or shower or for washing hands or whatever. Then right before I take a shower, I flip on the gas and let the gas element heat the water, because it heats it up 3 times faster than electric for using my shower. And it gives me the ability to take a longer shower before running out of hot water. And of course, guys, for those of you who are new to RVing, you know, you're not going to be able to take a steady hot shower like a sticks and bricks home like you're used to. You can still take a very comfortable shower, but one thing about RV shower heads you're going to see is they have this little right here. This is a quick turn off, and you take what they call a Navy shower. What we always call them is where you rinse off, you turn that, it cuts your water off. It still keeps the same temperature, so you don't have to mess with, you know, changing the temperature of the water. You soap up, turn that back on, rinse the soap off, turn that back off, you know, do your shampoo, whatever, turn it back on, and conserve your hot water so you can take a shower without running out. But like I said, it will heat the water up 3 times faster on propane than it will electric. So you want to run the propane during the shower and electric in between showers. So that's the most efficient way to do that. Or if you're boondock camping, of course, you can just leave it on propane all the time. And the same way with the fridge. Here's a little tip. You know, these refrigerators can run off propane or electric as well. And traditionally, most of the time, you're going to have it set on automatic, which will, the default for automatic is electric. And so if you don't have shore power or generator power available, it will automatically switch to gas and light itself and all that stuff. So generally what you do is run on that. But now if you're in a hurry to cool this refrigerator off, because it takes 6 to 8 hours for these refrigerators to get the full operating temperature from the time you turn them on electric. But if you turn it to gas, it will almost double the cooling BTU of the refrigerator and freezer and cool it off a lot quicker. So if you run it on gas, it'll be ready to go in 3 or 4 hours versus 6 to 8. Just a little tip for the day. Of course, I've got it on electric now, so it's going to take a little bit longer. But if I was in a big hurry, I'd swap it over to gas. Or you can run it on gas when you're driving down the road. It's perfectly safe. And I don't know where that got started from, where you can't run gas going down the road, but you can, guys. I've done it for 25 plus years, and my dad and grandparents did it before me. It doesn't hurt anything to run propane refrigerator going down the road if you didn't want to run your generator. And it doesn't hurt to run your generator either. This dash air does great for, you know, your front passenger, your driver and your front passenger, and it will make a difference for anybody sitting right here at the table. But if you've got anybody laying down in the back, it's going to do absolutely nothing for them when it's hot out like this. So you've got to run your generator when you're driving down the road to run your roof air. That roof air is not going to run on anything but generator power. So keep that in mind. You've got to have 110 power either from shore or generator to run your roof air. There's no ifs, ands, buts about it. And look here, guys, look how much that dash air's gotten colder. So anyway, guys, this unit is $56,900, and that is a haggle-free firm price. And that also includes this unit with no extra fees, no extra charges besides applicable sales tax. And of course, Georgia residents, there is a highway impact fee, and that's Georgia residents only, which is $50 to $100, and there's a $40 to $50 tag and title fee, and again, that's for Georgia residents only. Out-of-state residents, you don't pay that. Okay, that includes our major systems inspection, which is performed after purchase. And basically, guys, we make sure that the major things that can ruin your trip works like it's supposed to. And the major systems that we inspect are, of course, the drivability of it. Make sure the brakes work good, that it shifts and drives good. Remember, we're going to drive it later. We make sure the slide out functions like it's supposed to. We make sure that the generator runs and puts out like it's supposed to. We make sure the refrigerator and freezer gets to operating temperature. We check your water system, make sure there's no plumbing leaks, make sure your faucet, spigots, toilet, all that stuff works. Water heater, we make sure it works, gets good and hot. Water pump, make sure it pressurizes everything correctly. And this unit doesn't have a step, but if it had a power step, we'd cover that as well. Now, guys, anything else is sold as is. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Now, I pointed out everything I've seen on this coach that will be sold the way it is, like those spots under there and that, and then those spots on the doors. Everything else looks great. All the lights, every light I've turned on has got LED bulbs. They all work. But let's just say, for instance, this light right here. Let's just say that light didn't work and it needed a couple of LED bulbs, and they're $4, $5, $6 a piece. You know, you'd have to get on Amazon or go somewhere and buy the LED, the 12-volt LED light bulbs. You can get them from auto parts stores in a lot of cases, camping stores, places like that. You'll have to replace them. We don't cover lights. But let's just say that's something you do yourself for the $56,900 price. Even though every one of them works, but I'm just showing examples. Or let's just say this drawer right here, even though it's all the drawers I've checked are fine, let's just say this drawer, one of the tracks was broken. You can order those online. Again, $20, $25. Put it in yourself. 15-20 minutes, it'll work like a brand new one. Let's just say that was the issue with it, even though it's not. That's something that you would fix yourself. You know, that's not going to ruin your trip. A light not working is not going to ruin your trip. We expect you to fix the Mickey Mouse stuff if there's any at all. We cover the major stuff. You know, a slide out not working can ruin your trip. A refrigerator, freezer not working can ruin your trip. A generator not working can ruin your trip. Air conditioner not working can certainly ruin your trip, especially this time of year. Things like that we make sure works at time of purchase. And if you've got any questions about that or need clarification, give us a call. One of my salespeople will be glad to try to explain it to you a little better than I can. But that's how we keep our prices down, is by only inspecting the major systems. And let me tell you something, guys. Most RV dealers now, especially ones that sell new, don't really inspect anything on a used RV. I mean, they pretty much, hey, a lot of times they don't even clean them or wash them or anything. How they come in is how they go out. So if they come in with a broken windshield and no brakes and, you know, half the cylinders firing on the motor, that's how they go out. They don't care nothing about fixing them. And that's how they sell them. At least we check the major stuff and fix them if needed. And, you know, and I go through the extra trouble too, because, you know, we don't cover awnings in our inspection report. I make sure the awnings work, and they're out. You know they do. You know, we don't cover dash airs. Obviously it works because I showed you on the thermometer it works. I'm waiting. I'll check the refrigerator and freezer before the end of the video so we can see how much colder it gets. You know, I try to go out of my way because I'm a one-man show, guys. I have to prep all this stuff and do all this myself. And, you know, we'll show you the roof air. And you can see it blows again, blows. Even back here in the bedroom, we're blowing out low 50s and upper 40s. I mean, that's cold considering you saw the temperature outside, and it's hotter now because the sun's out. And having those awnings out will actually help reduce the temperature in your RV a pretty good bit. Look here, guys. This is our inside temperature in here. That's very good considering how hot it is outside. And if, you know, maybe in a few hours it'll actually drop down close to 70. And that's really good for a RV, because, you know, RVs don't cool off like a sticks and bricks home do. I mean, these things, they take a while. And usually when it gets, you know, when your heat index gets into the 6 figures outside, you normally have to start cooling one off the day before to get it even halfway comfortable, because most RVs are only designed to cool it off 20 to 25 degrees less than outside ambient temperature. So if it's, you know, if it's 110 degree heat index outside, you know, especially if you're out in the sun with no shade, it's going to be hotter than that. I mean, you might have 120 degree roof temperature. You know, you're only going to get down inside the RV into the mid 80s maybe. That's about as cool as you're going to get in the heat of the day. Of course, you know, if you're outside at 110 degree heat, 85 degrees is going to feel like you stepped into the Arctic when you've been out in that kind of temperature. Trust me on that. But it's not, you're not going to get it down to like 65 degrees like you can in your own home. Not when it's that hot outside. But now in the wintertime, these things, you can roast in these things in the wintertime. The heat system in these things actually you can actually heat one a lot better than cool one. Don't ask me why, but they just do. But anyway, $56,900, haggle-free firm plus applicable sales tax. Financing is available with approved credit and down payment. And guys, I want to go over one thing real quick. For those of you who own RVs or bought RVs before, and I've said this before, and you know, I always, anytime the books and manuals are left in an RV, and by the way, this table is removable, so if you want to use this as a sofa instead of a table booth, you can. But anytime the books and manuals are left in an RV, I always go through them. This manila envelope right here, guys, and I know, and I was guilty of myself of this at one time when I like buy a car or buy an RV from a dealer. Guys, never leave your paperwork inside the paperwork when you buy an RV inside the camper. Because right here is the original owners who bought this thing. All their loan paperwork, all their personal information, even a copy of their credit application with their social security number clearly wrote on it. Even though I know it's from 2015, but everything that anybody needs to steal their identity on a silver platter right here. So guys, rest assured, this is going in the shredder as soon as I get done with this video. But in the wrong hands, this can be dangerous to the original owner. Anytime you buy any vehicle, an RV, and you get this paperwork and the dealership gives you your copy of the paperwork, put this somewhere safe in your home. Don't put this in your vehicle, your RV, or anything. Don't put it in your glove box of your car. Don't put this in the paperwork of your RV, because you will forget about it when you sell it or trade it later on down the road. So somebody could do a lot of damage to the original owners of the RV with this information, if they wanted to. I'm not that kind of guy. I'm gonna shred it as soon as we walk inside. So, but anyway, I always like to point that out, guys, just as a safety precaution. Because believe me, there's everything in there. How much they make a year back then, their address back then, everything. Phone numbers, all that good stuff. But anyway, that's my tip for the day. What I'm going to do, guys, this unit's 56.9, and there's no fees. We're not like other RV dealerships. We don't add all these frivolous fees that are nothing but profit. You know, anytime you go to a dealership and they start talking about convenience fees, they start talking about dock fees and prep fees and destination fees and happy camper fees and all that stuff, guys. It's nothing but 100% dealer profit on those fees. You know, we've been in business since 1968, and if we can stay in business without charging fees, why can't all these other dealers do that? It's nothing but a profit. That's all it is. It's greed. And I've walked out of deals because of fees before. I refuse to pay a fee. You know, if they have to absolutely insist on a fee, they can take it out of the sales price. I'm not paying it. Or take it out of their profit. I'm not paying it. And I suggest y'all do the same thing. I mean, y'all do what you want, but enough people do that. These dealers will quit charging those fees. Let me tell you something too about the way the dealer, especially the new dealer price model works. I looked these things up, guys. Like I said, brand new. The prices for a 27R, which is equivalent of this, or closest one to it in a 2023 model in a 4 winds, is 110 to 125 new. Of course, you can't walk in there. Let's just say it was 125,000. You're not, if you were a cash buyer, you're not going to walk in there with $125,000 cash or a cashier's check for $125,000 and buy a new 4 winds 27R. There's no way, guys. They're not going to sell it to you for that. That's the thing. New dealer and even used dealer advertising is so misleading, because you can't even buy it anywhere close to that price for an out-the-door price. You know, here, guys, it's 56.9 plus applicable sales tax. And like I said, if you're a Georgia resident, there's that highway, in fact, $50 to $100 highway impact fee, $40 to $50 tag and title fee. That's it. But you go to these other dealerships, guys, here comes the fees and the upsells. The fees themselves can be thousands of dollars. The upsells are the extended warranties, the gap insurance, the tire and wheel packages, roadside assistance, campground packages, and all this stuff. And the reason they push all that stuff, because they make more money on that stuff than they do on the actual RV themselves. And what they do is they buy that stuff for a fraction of the cost they're charging you. Let's just say an extended warranty. They'll sell you an extended warranty for, say, $8,000. They pay $1,500 for it. And that warranty, when you need it, won't pay nothing. Absolutely worthless. Maybe 1 out of 3, maybe 1 out of 4 claims, they'll give you partial reimbursement back on it. And you have to fight tooth and nails for that and wait months for reimbursement. And then here's the thing, when you need it, nobody will take the warranty. You have to pay it yourself and then fight for partial reimbursement at best. I'm not, you know, you can ask anybody in the RV industry, guys, that will actually tell you the truth. Aftermarket extended warranties are not worth a flip. They're just a way for the dealership to make extra profit, because they mark that up, they make a ton of money, and they overcharge you by thousands. In other words, guys, let's just say this was at Rip-Off World for $56,900, this exact same motorhome, same price. Let's compare us to Rip-Off World. All right, here's $56,900. You pay, you know, if you pay your applicable sales tax, and that's it. You go to Rip-Off World, same thing, applicable sales tax. They're going to add a $800 dock fee. They're going to add a destination fee. They're going to add a $1,000 prep fee. They're going to add a $800 happy camper fee. You're up to 60, 61, you know, you're up 60 grand, 61 grand, and then your tax. All right, well, Mr. and Mrs. Customer, to sell you this unit for that $56,900 price, you got to buy a 4-year extended warranty for $8,000. Because that's the only way we can sell this to you for that $56,900 price. All right, you buy that. Now you're up to $68,000. Mr. and Mrs. Customer, you also got to buy this $2,500 gap insurance that you can buy from your insurance company, by the way, for a few $100s if you need it. And if you bought it right, you don't need gap insurance. The gap insurance covers the difference between the actual value of the RV and what your current payoff is on your loan. If you owe more than it's worth, and it covers the difference, because the insurance company's not going to pay off the value of it. They're not going to pay off if you owe more than it's worth, they're not going to pay the difference. So that just protects you from that. I mean, guys, here's the thing: if you bought it right, you don't need it. Here, you don't need it. You're 15 grand under book. What are you worried about? But because they're charging you all these upsells and all these fees, of course they want you to buy the gap insurance, because you're going to lose your rear end if you ever get into an accident and they total your RV out. Because you owe way more than you paid for it, way more than it's worth. But they're going to say, Mr. and Mrs. Customer, you got to buy this gap insurance to get it for this price. All right, then you got to buy this tire and wheel package, roadside assistance package, and da-da-da-da-da. Before you know it, to buy this unit for $56,900, you're paying $75,000 for this same motorhome you could have bought here at $56,900. And then they tell you, well, you can't pay cash for it to get it for that price, because part of that $56,900 price includes a rebate from one of our preferred lenders that you have to finance through to get it for that price. If you pay cash, heck, that's $3,000 to $4,000 that we have to add to the price that you lost in a rebate. Banks don't give rebates, guys. And I talked to a customer yesterday who went to Rip-Off World. They charge a $1,000 fee if you use your own bank over one of theirs. A $1,000 fee if you use your bank over theirs. Non-negotiable. Let that sink in for a minute. So you have to go through one of their lenders, and the reason they do that is because, let's just say they get you approved at a certain rate. Let's say they get you approved at 6%. They're not going to tell you that. It's their bank. Their bank's going through them, not you. They're the one telling you the information from the bank. The bank's not contacting you directly. You have no idea what the actual rate is. The bank's telling you, all right, we got you approved at 6%. They're not telling you we got you approved at 6%. They're telling the dealer that. The dealer's coming down, slapping that loan contract in front of you. Says, Mr. and Mrs. Customer, got you approved, great rate, 7.99%. Got the payment you wanted with all those extra features and all those extra protection packages. Sign right here, here, and here, and you got yourself an RV. You signed up, you overpaid by thousands of dollars in interest over the life of an RV loan, because you probably signed a 15-year contract on a loan. And even though it may only be, the interest may only be an extra 25, 30 bucks a month that they overcharge you in interest, you times that by 180 months, guys, that's a huge chunk of change. And it just adds more to your payoff. In other words, you may come in on a $56,900 price, but you left owing $75,000 to $80,000 by the time you pull off with that RV. And most of the time, people have no idea they owed that much. That's how these big dealers get rich, guys. That's how they can afford to sponsor NASCAR races, college football bowl games, stadiums named after them. And that's how people hate them so much, because of what they do to people, especially first-time RV buyers. That's who they prey on. You know, we've been here, like I said, since 1968. well over half a century, guys. 54 years. You don't stay in business that long treating people like that. But we're one location. We keep things small. We keep our prices down because we don't have mortgages. We don't floor plan anything. We have very low overhead. We price stuff by what we pay for it, not for what it's worth. You know, if I price this thing like everybody else, it'd be $71,000. It'd be $71,900 be the price, not $56,900. I got a good buy when I bought it, so I'm gonna pass that savings along to you. Very low markup. We make our dollar with 10 dimes instead of 4 quarters, like my grandfather said. People come from all over the country to buy from us because of our prices and the fact that we have no fees, no upsells. I mean, guys, if you come from out of state and you're not financing it, where we don't have to collect sales tax, you can walk in here with a cashier's check or do a wire transfer for $56,900 and leave with the RV without paying a penny out of pocket. Nobody, no other dealer will tell you that on video, but I will. If you come from out of state and you're not financing it, you're paying your own cash for it. Because a lot of banks require us to collect out of state sales tax, so they don't have a delay perfecting their lien on the title. With titles into it, we own everything we sell. We don't floor plan anything. We pay cash for everything we buy. That allows us to buy these things for a better deal instead of floor planning everything like 99% of other dealers do. And we pass that savings along to you. So guys, like I said, if you're from out of state, you can walk in here and you're paying your own cash. You can walk in here with a cashier's check or do a wire transfer for $56,900 and leave with this RV, including our major systems inspection, lock, stock, and barrel. If you need delivery service, we offer it for $2 a loaded mile one way or $1 a mile round trip, whichever way is easier for you. So anyway, guys, what I'm gonna do, I'm pause the video for a minute. I'm gonna bring the room in, show you the slide out procedure, and I gotta go ahead and bring these awnings in and put the antenna down. I'll get one of my guys, we'll take it for a test drive, see how it drives down the road, and hang tight, and I'll see you in a second. All right, everybody, I've got the rooms in, slide out procedure. Very, very simple. Don't even have to cut the motor off on this one. Of course, you want to bring both your awnings in, of course, before you bring your room in, so I did that. And you want to make sure all, just like any standard slide out operation, make sure all your outside compartments are closed and latched and locked. Of course, you know, what I do with a slide out, guys, I always make the slide out the last step, so I do all my prep work. Make sure the antenna is cranked down on this one because it does have the manual crank antenna. And I make sure everything outside is ready to go. So the last step, of course, is to slide out. And I make sure I've got everything out of the way, especially in the bedroom where you've got the mattress going up against the rear that closet in the back. So you'll make sure all the drawers and closets are closed good, because you don't want that door one of the closet doors propped open, because it will break if the mattress rubs up against it. So once you get everything prepped on the inside, you go over here to the control panel, press and hold, slide out, retract, and bring it all the way in. And as with any slide out, guys, you always want to make sure there's no debris on top of the slide out. Like if you're parked at a campground, you want to make sure if you were parked under a tree, there's no limbs, brush or anything like that. A lot of people will carry a battery powered blower, or if you don't have that, just a ladder and a broom. You can sweep it off, but bring it all the way in or all the way out. Never bring a slide out halfway or 1/4 of the way. If you can't put it all the way out, bring it all the way in. There's no in between, because if your slide out is not all the way out or all the way in, the inner or outer seal cannot connect to keep the water out. So once you bring it all the way in, you still got full access to the majority of your RV. A little bit tighter, but you can still get full access to your kitchen, your refrigerator, all your appliances, refrigerator, freezer. In fact, let's check that freezer real quick. Can't open it all the way, but you can still reach in there to get you something to eat. 32 degrees, 31, obviously it works. You can still open your bathroom door. So even man my size can get in there. I'm 300 plus pounds, guys. I got to turn sideways a little bit to get through here, But as we go through here, you can still lay down, take a nap. Like I said, you do lose access to your closets and drawers in the back, but you get a king bed. That's a pretty good trade-off. You can still watch TV, all that good stuff. Still get your stereo right here. And you can still close it off. So, you know, not bad. So anyway, let me get one of my salespeople loaded up. We're going to take this thing for a test drive, see how it does, which I expect 18,000 miles. It ought to drive very, very nicely. But you know what, guys? I've been fooled before. So hang tight. Let me grab a salesperson who's available, and I'll see you from the driver's seat in just a minute. All right, everybody. Now we're going to test drive this 2015 Four Winds. And got my good buddy Joe. He's going to be our cameraman. And as always, guys, show him some love. Give him a call or text if you're interested in this Four Winds. Joe, what's your phone number, buddy?
It's 423-702-1310.
And like I said, call him anytime, day or night, 2 o'clock in the morning. His wife loves it when you call him that late. And we'll take this thing down the road, see what it can do. Pretty day, a little warm, but got left the door open back there, but be all right. Bathroom door open anyway. Take it up this hill, see what it can do. Definitely got that V10 throaty exhaust sound. I love that sound. Transmission shifts good. Of course, I mean 18,000 miles, I would expect it to. Man, this thing got an incredible dash air. It's definitely one of the colder Ford dash airs I've been in a while. Oh, I forgot to mention, it's got the side cameras built in where you turn your blinkers. It does the, and it's got the backup camera. When you put the reverse on, it does. Yeah. The little lens might be a little dirty on the backup camera. Might have to climb up with a ladder and wipe the lens off, but it works. And we're going to get on it just a little bit, which I'm sure this thing's got tons of power for getting on the interstate. Oh yeah. 55. We actually got a clear path today. 60. Shoot, guys, we're 65 getting on. That's good. Cruise control. Cruise set at 65. We're just chilling, guys. Brakes feel, alignment feels good, not pulling. So far, so good. Got our nice Class C sunshade up there, that Cabover. One good thing about it, you don't have to worry about using your sun visor driving one of these. Not feeling these trucks passing us. Good visibility. We'll try the brakes when we get off here, see how it feels. Brakes feel pretty good. I don't feel any problems with the brakes. Cruise works good. Guys, I mean, this so far, I mean, I don't have any really complaints about it. Come out and try it for yourself. Don't take my word for it. Come out and take a look at it. Come out and test drive it. Call us before coming out. Make sure it's available. Give Joe a call or a text. Joe, what's your number, buddy?
423-702-1310.
Just make sure you smash us a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button. RV's a Big Bow. Thanks again for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. And look forward to seeing you here in beautiful Ringo, Georgia.